Like, as pretty and as classically beautiful as Zendaya is, I see her and I see a child. And I do the same thing with Carpenter.
Interesting. I understand.
I understand that you guys think Zendaya is a baddie. I will not question whether or not she is or isn't. I just see a child. I don't know what that means. I don't know why I'm that way, but that's what it is.
I get it.
Do y'all do that with dudes? Like, let me see a picture of Sabrina.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Like, here this grown-ass man is, but he's
forever a child.
25, 26. And people are like, oh, he's sexy, but you're like, oh, he is a baby.
I don't think so.
No, even the way she smiles like a 4-year-old to me.
No.
I don't know what it is. It's a like the semi-duck lip type of thing.
I think she's so pretty.
Like she smiles without showing her teeth. She smiles with her.
No, she shows her full teeth.
Mona Lisa smile. The pictures I'm looking at, she got the Mona Lisa thing going on.
I was watching a video of her and Christina Aguilera. And Christina Aguilera looks great. God, money does wonderful things.
Man.
You can stay young forever.
Man. She's got a womanly body, too. Those hips, good grief. She did not have those. Oh, not anymore? What happened to them? Where did they go? Now I got to look up Christina Aguilera. Hey, while I'm looking, what song?
A classic Lonely Island hit.
Oh, Please on a Boat?
In my pants.
Oh, I love that song. I also enjoy the fact that
Rock dies from across the room.
I like the fact that Sandberg is back on SNL just doing songs. Like, that's fun. That's what I enjoy. As God intended. The trilogy, what are we gonna call it? The Mother Lover trilogy, where it is, in the box.
Yes.
Mother Lover.
And In the Pants.
And then no.
I'm on a boat.
No, it is Golden Rule. Like those three, right? Because it's Sandberg and Timberlake. Those are the three.
Timberlake's on that one too, though.
He's not.
Yes, he is.
He's not on
The Pants? Yes,
no,
he
he's
is.
not.
I just listened to Justin Timberlake. Justin Timberlake, who's coming right here to this building. Okay, let me fight. I'll yell back and forth. Look how that's going. What's up, everybody? It's Tuesday, November 19th. It is going to be a good day. Jessica Benson with you from the Grind City Media Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. CJ Hurt behind the glass. Coming up on today's show, the NBA Cup comes to Memphis tonight. It is a cup game. Grizzlies Nuggets for the second time in 3 days. But this one just means more. Mike Wallace will join the show about 20 minutes in. We'll talk about the Grizzlies, the latest injury reports for Ja Morant, Zach Edey. Will Nikola Jokic play in Memphis tonight? We'll get into it all. Will Coleman will join us 40 minutes in. The Memphis Tigers are 3-0. Big week ahead as they head to Maui next week, where they will face the defending national champions. Then we'll end with some TV Tuesday, a story I cannot wait to discuss. A YouTuber who mixed her dad's ashes into a marijuana plant and smoked him. Yes, that was his last dying wish. We'll also get into what we are watching. I finished the Aaron Hernandez show. I don't think it was as bad as people said it was. I will tell you why. CJ's what we're watching as well. SNL from this week. It'll be a fun day. It's a cup day. You know what we say. Please, please, don't prove I'm right.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing compares to catching your Grizzlies IRL. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight. Put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get Grizzlies tickets at Ticketmaster. Whether they're here at FedEx Forum or on the road, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And there's no better brag than saying you saw it live.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, one exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply. apply.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Justin Timberlake.
I'm bringing sexy back.
The Forget Tomorrow World Tour. Live in Memphis. Justin Timberlake. FedEx Forum, Saturday, November 23rd. Get tickets now at livenation.com. The brand new single Selfish is available to stream and download now.
So if I get jealous, I can't help it.
For more, hit up justintimberlake.com.
D'Anthony Melton took my boys, my little guys, to the ice cream stand. He was like, I'm going to get ice cream. You want to go with? So he took my little guys to the ice cream stand. So, guess who their favorite player is now? John Morant. But outside of that, D'Anthony Melton's pretty high up on the list. How about this? We got youth small D'Anthony Melton jerseys at our house right now. Love D'Anthony Melton. That was a fun night.
It was a fun night, man.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Who will lead the Grizz in steals this season?
I'm going to go with Pippen for steals this season.
So I'm going to go with Jaren.
I'm going to go, as long as he's in the rotation, I'm going to go Jake LaRavia for total steals, and I'll have Marcus Smart in my back pocket for steals per game.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizzbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Feels great to feel the sunshine. Gotta own the day like it's all mine. Just got paid in his own time. Been working hard, I've been on the grind. I deserve this feeling, having my way. I've been on this healing. This is my day. The sun's out, let's have a little fun now. I wanna let it all out. That's what it's all about. Cause I deserve this feeling, having my way. I deserve this healing. This is my day.
Grind City Media presents The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Live from the Grind City Media Studios on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Happy NBA Cup Day in Memphis. Someone texted me this morning. They said, how are you feeling? You going to work tonight? I said, duh. It's the Cup. I can't miss I'm calling this the first actual Grizzlies home NBA Cup game because last season didn't count. They were down so bad last season, CJ. 0-4 in Cup play. We erased that. This is it.
It's going to be.
This is it.
It's going to be so loud in the arena.
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to talk over the noise?
No, I'm not. Oh, man. I've never been so excited for a matchup that we just saw 2 nights ago. But it's different.
Okay.
Will Nikola Jokic get on a plane and fly to Memphis, or is he too scared? I don't want to.
Don't poke that big ass bear.
Yeah, because I don't.
Leave that Serbian where he is.
I don't need new dad Nikola Jokic in this NBA Cup action tonight, like doing it for the newborn.
They say in the W that once you get pregnant and have a baby, you come back with ridiculous grown woman strength. Is it the same thing with dudes in the NBA?
No, you guys don't get to do that.
Oh, we don't?
No.
Okay.
No, you guys are always trying to say, we're pregnant. No, there's one person who's pregnant in this scenario.
We're a team, though.
And I think it's Nikola's wife in this case. All of this is reported hypothetically, allegedly.
Yes.
I would hit the song, but I can't talk over music at the moment.
Do we need to hit allegedly for this? Okay.
I don't think so.
Because it's not tampering.
He's questionable.
Okay.
It's questionable for tonight's game.
All right.
John Morant's out. I think some people got a little too excited on the source, me coming back sooner than expected. They were like, could he be coming back for the Cup? I'm like, have you not paid attention to how Grizzlies injury reports have worked for the last 2 years? He has to go through the progress from the out to the doubtful to the questionable to the in. He is still out. We also saw Zach Edey officially listed as out with an ankle sprain, so we will most likely get more of an update from Taylor Jenkins tonight, probably more of an update on Ja, too, who I believe had imaging done yesterday. It was a check-in on him. So we'll see what that means. But for tonight, it will be a chance for the Grizzlies to regain some momentum in the Cup after a terrible, horrible, no-good loss to the Golden State Warriors. But they can still win this thing, CJ. And if Nikola Jokic is out, I want them to blow the Nuggets out of the water because point differential is everything.
So if Nikola Jokic is playing, you don't want them to blow the Nuggets out the water?
I mean, I'd love for them to blow them out, but
All
it's
right.
a little harder when Nikola Jokic. I don't know if you know this, but the Denver Nuggets with Nikola Jokic are a competitive basketball team, and the Denver Nuggets without Nikola Jokic are a really fun team to play.
If Jokic is playing, that matchup with he and Edey, I'm assuming it would. Oh,
good try, good effort.
Almost cursed. I forgot. We just talked about Edey and the ankle like 5 minutes before the show.
And like 2 seconds ago when I said he was out.
Yep.
Okay. I know you can't hear me very well.
Even if I could hear you, I want to listen to you. We
Is
had
it
an election
stronger
about
today?
It is.
I think so.
It is. Oh, that sucks. That's something I wanted to see. I want to see what big old Edey does with big old Jokic.
I wanted to see what big old Edey was going to do with big old Joel Embiid, who's playing horrible basketball at the moment.
Yeah, because he needs to retire.
I know. I don't like to watch him anymore.
He needs to retire.
Who are we talking about? Watching Tua Tagovailoa play football? I don't enjoy it anymore. It feels too risky. I get it. Head injury can happen to anyone at any time. But for whatever reason, watching Tua play football puts my tummy in a bad spot. That's how I feel watching Joel Embiid. It just makes me sad.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy it. Last night was like the first time in how long? What's that? I can't read.
Oh, is your voice affecting your eyesight?
No, it just seems really small. Usually the font
It is
feels
a little
better
small.
on the
First time
graphics.
since 2018, I do believe.
that
Joel
he
did not attempt a
free throw in a game.
Yeah.
The Sixers lost to the Heat 106-89. The Sixers with the worst record in the NBA right now. They're tied with the Wizards, 2-11. And the Sixers come into this building tomorrow. But just in case you forgot, Zach Edey.
Will he be out
not
tomorrow
available
also?
tonight. I'm going to guess he's going to be out tomorrow too, CJ. But we'll talk to Mike Wallace about all the happenings with the Grizzlies in the next segment. I did have a very bizarre experience watching football last night. It was one of the strangest emotional responses I can recall ever having while watching an NFL game. And that was that I was rooting for the Dallas Cowboys to do something good. I did not need the Cowboys to win. I just wanted something good to happen to them. And when that long Turpin touchdown happened and I saw a flag go across my screen, I yelled, "Y'all just pick it up. If it's on the Cowboys, just pick it up. Just let them score. Just let this be a mildly competitive game between the Cowboys and the Texans." And it was a penalty on the Texans, so it was fine. But things were not fine. Things are not fine for the Dallas Cowboys. Then Brandon Aubrey makes a 60-yard field goal that gets wiped off because of, what was it, head slapping? I hate a good old-fashioned head slap. It's a tough way to have a 60-yarder
I don't mind
wiped
a head
off.
slap, though.
Start of the fourth quarter, you got like a double fumble, scoop and score, a terrible play for Cooper Rush. The Cowboys are so bad, it's not even fun watching the Cowboys be bad. They have entered the territory
yourself.
of just sad times. Their sky is literally falling.
What the hell was that
The
about?
sky at AT&T Stadium. They decided to open up that roof for the first time in 3 years. And this is what happens. A piece of metal
Look at that.
falls from the sky. Take away the fact that that could have been really dangerous if it hit someone. It did not hit someone, so we can make jokes about it. But they were like, oh, we're going to close that back up. We're going to close that roof right back up. We drafted fairy tale characters like 2 weeks ago, and Chicken Little was one of my fairy tale characters.
Really?
And Chicken Little teaches you not to over-exaggerate or to, scream things like the sky is falling because it can create further danger. But if you are the Dallas Cowboys, you can scream that the sky is falling. The sky has fallen. It has befelled. And it's not really danger. It's just dead. Like the season is just
Defensively, they've made a name for, not a name for themselves, but they've been really, really good at taking the ball away from you the past 3 seasons. And this year, they are not getting takeaways. Micah Parsons has been a legitimate menace on that side of the ball the past 2-3 seasons. This year, it feels like teams are like, oh, where's Micah? We're just going to run away from Micah. How about we do that? How about we just slide protection? The Cowboys have nobody else on that team right now who can get any sort of a pressure or get any sort of penetration to disrupt an offense's run or pass attempt. Like that team, though on top of it, Dak is out for the season, and they just can't run the ball at all. Like, this is a bad football team this year. Things that they had been really, really good at, they aren't anymore. And they've got to do some soul searching and figure out some things and try and get better talent on the field. Because right now, they just aren't near as talented as the other teams that they're playing in the NFL.
When they tried that fake punt.
Oh, my gosh.
I was like,
why?
Does Mike McCarthy want out? Like, right now? Like, does he want to be fired in this moment? And he might. It feels as if the writing is on the wall for Mike McCarthy. I listened to them on Get Up on ESPN this morning pontificate on if Deion Sanders should be the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys for a good 15 minutes. Oh, they love that. You know, the national pundits love. They get to talk about the Cowboys and Deion Sanders potentially being the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
Crazy.
They were sweating. They were so excited to talk about it.
If you were Prime, would you take the Cowboy job?
I don't know. He wants to. Shador's not going to go to the Cowboys.
Why not? Because
I don't think. Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of the quarterback, like, I would love to see Trey Lance, just a little bit.
How bad is
Cooper
Trey?
Rush is so, Cooper Rush is so bad.
How bad must Trey Lance be to not be given the shot over
Rush?
Over Rush. Is that a Trey
Go
Lance
back, watch
being
the
bad
double fumble,
thing?
scoop and score, and
or is
say
that
it must be bad.
Is that a Cowboys like not knowing what they're doing with
Right.
Trey Lance type of thing? Cowboys job, stay at Colorado or go take FSU. Which one would you do if you're Prime?
Well, I think they're still going to fire Doug Peterson, so I'd go take the Jags job.
Why would you take the Jags job?
I still think that they can turn it around.
Oh, come on. Stop it. I mean,
FSU is not going to be open, so this is a...
FSU, you say that with all of the confidence in the world.
I do say it with the confidence.
Is Norvell 2-something?
I think he's 1-something, isn't he?
Oh, okay.
And that's me still saying.
He could probably end the season 1-something.
He probably is going to end the season 1-something.
You think they give him another year?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Do the Cowboys ever open their stadium again? Open the roof?
I can't believe it's been 3 years since they've opened it.
Yeah, what have they been doing?
I'm sure there have been some pleasant days in, where is it, Arlington?
Yes.
I'm sure they've had some pleasant days in Arlington. Why wouldn't you open that every now and then? That seems like, it seems like having a convertible and just never dropping the top. Like, the whole point of that is to drop the top at some point in time, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
And I would like to correct, I said I was like rooting for the Cowboys to do something good, but it was really fun every time they cut to Jerry Jones.
Looking to
and he looked like he had eaten some bad chicken. Like, ooh. I also can't stop thinking about this season of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders reality show that is coming back to Netflix. Because my last memory of them actually talking about football things was them cheering for the Cowboys-Packers game in the playoffs last year and how sad and dejected they were after. They had been talking about, like, we think we could go to the Super Bowl this year.
Why would they say that?
We would get Super Bowl rings.
Everybody
and
says
now
that to start
they
the
haven't won a
season.
home game since December 30th of last year. Those poor cheerleaders, they don't even get health insurance, and they haven't gotten to cheer one home win since.
The thing everybody is going around with as it pertains to the Cowboys, a little fun factoid, is I think the Cowboys are the only professional sports team in America who has yet to win a home game in 2024. Everybody else has won. Every other professional sports team has won at least one home game in 2024, and the Cowboys haven't.
Well, it's because their home is broken. Their home is literally
it's falling apart.
It lets too much light in the windows. I felt like I was in AT&T Stadium driving to work this morning.
All of that money for AT&T Stadium, you think they get a curtain and they fix the damn roof so it's not falling on people's heads.
Just a blackout curtain.
And you think they drop the top every now and then. Open the damn roof.
Also, don't you think they would have like opened the roof earlier in the day?
No.
No?
No. When the roof
I don't know
was
how
open,
long it takes for
when
the
did the roof open? Like 5?
Maybe.
Yeah, like players are walking around, but they're not on the field
The only
warming
thing
up.
worse would have been if it hit a player in the head.
Fans aren't in attendance, so like it's at least an hour or two before the game.
That's insane.
And shout out to my man just walking across the beam to drill stuff back in.
Those people are the unsung heroes of our
Yeah,
world.
man.
Anyone who gets up on a beam,
Come on.
I respect you. But the Cowboys, sad. Real quick before we take a break to get to Mike Wallace, Texans contender?
No.
I don't think so either.
No. I think that Josh Allen and the Buffalo Josh Allens are contenders because he's that special of a player. I think that the Ravens' ability to put up a whole bunch of points with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry are contenders. The Chiefs' defense is legit elite, so I think those are contenders in the AFC as well. And then the Texans are close, but I don't think they are near as good as those teams. But I like CJ, unfortunately, I like CJ Stroud a lot. And when he has his full complement of weapons, I think that he is a really good quarterback.
Joe Mixon has been awesome for them. Joe Mixon was great last night. Getting Nico Collins back in the mix should be big.
Did he have 2 touchdowns? He had 2 big runs, right? 2 big touchdowns?
Yeah, 153 total yards, 3 touchdowns.
3
total touchdowns, 22 touches.
Yeah.
He was awesome. I have him on my fantasy football team.
Turn up.
Won me a game. It was a good time to be had. We will take a quick break. We'll come back. Mike Wallace is going to join us. We'll talk about the NBA Cup. We get the special NBA Cup court for the Grizzlies tonight. Ooh, that gray court. It just hits different. I'm going to make people excited about the NBA Cup. I know I don't sound as excited. I can't give my usual inflections of excitement on my voice.
We need special music for it. We need to get in the lab and drop a track.
I can't drop a track like this.
You need to drop a track just like this.
I can't drop a track.
Yes.
Fine. The art calls for me.
Yes.
And I will make
Get
an
your
NBA
Macy Gray
Cup
on.
song. Try to buy and I croak.
Choke.
Try to walk away and I'll stumble. All right. Mike Wallace, talking Grizzlies on the other side.
Keep it going. What's the rest of it?
Da 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 da. It's clear.
Who do you see ending up in the SWAC championship game? So give me your East and your West based on what you see right now.
If I had to say from what I've seen this year so far, I think you're probably going to get a Southern Jackson SWAC championship.
Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
There's no substitute for experience, the knowledge gained from having been there before, and the passion to share what you know to make everyone around you better. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzly stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
Somebody else we have not seen in a long time is Morant. Since you've seen him, does he look any different to you, or is this the same superstar Ja that we were used to?
He's always getting better, so you just got to watch out for that. That's.
And it's a revenge tour. It's a revenge tour, like the world's forgotten about me. And
I don't think they forgot.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
It's the top 5 worst teams in the NFL. I think the Panthers are the worst team in the NFL.
I got the Saints number 1. Ha ha ha! Let's put the Aints up there. They're terrible.
I'll take the Titans as my worst team in the NFL. If they played Will Levis, they're for sure the worst team. maybe in NFL history. Might be worse than the 0-16 Lions if they play Will Levis.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Who will lead the Grizz in steals this season?
I'm going to go with Pippen for steals this season.
So I'm going to go with Jaren.
I'm going to go, as long as he's in the rotation, I'm going to go Jake LaRavia for total steals, and I'll have Marcus Smart in my back pocket for steals per game.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizzbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
What's up? Welcome back. Before we get to Mike Wallace, I saw the Houston Texans graphic from last night's win over the Cowboys, and they did it perfectly. They said, look out, capital L, low, with the piece of the Cowboys' roof falling from the sky in the shape of an L on your forehead.
With the sunlight beaming through.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Like, they're taking all of the shots at Jerry World.
That's art right there. I appreciate it greatly. I know someone who always likes to take shots at Jerry World.
Who?
Mike Wallace.
Does he? Mike, if you had a
Fan
convertible.
of an NFC East team.
Oh, that makes sense. Mike, if you had a convertible, would you drop the top? Or would you sit on it and just keep the top up for 3 years?
Oh, no. I'll drop the top, man. I've rented convertibles just so I can drive through the Florida Keys, right? You know what I mean? And just chill on Pacific Coast. I've driven Pacific Coast Highway too. But A1A, man, going from Key Largo all the way down to Key West, that's my happy place, man. CJ, renting a convertible, popping the top, and just driving straight down the Florida Keys, man. It doesn't get any happier place in America than that for me.
So what I'm hearing you say is it makes no sense for the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry World, AT&T Stadium, to have the ability to open up the roof and not open it up for 3 years.
That's just a flex right there. You just know, okay, look, I have the option to do it, and and I just choose not to do it. You know,
it's a flex until the roof starts falling apart.
Yeah. I have a whole room here that I have, and there's nothing in it. And it's like, okay, at some point I got to put furniture in it. But it's good to have to know that when I do get a chance to get some furniture, I can put it in there. But yeah, that's sometimes you got to do it that way, man. Sometimes you got to flex on things like that.
That's my goal, Mike. I use every single crevasse of my condo, and I try to put more space. One of my dreams, though, is I really want to rent a convertible and drive up and down the Pacific Coast Highway.
Yep.
But you have to have the time and the money to rent the convertible and the places to stay along the way. But that's like my dream retirement trip. Yeah, I know. I think about this way too often. Tonight,
you gotta have something to keep you going. You gotta have something to keep you going, man. If you don't, then what are we doing all this for, right? What are we putting all these hours and all this work in for?
Exactly. Like the Cup. The NBA Cup comes to Memphis tonight. I said in the first segment, Mike, this to me feels like the first real NBA Cup home game for the Grizzlies. I know last season existed, but the Grizzlies could not win a home game last year to save their lives, and they went 0-4 in NBA Cup play. So I have turned the page, and I'm calling this the first real chance at making a Cup statement. Are you any more excited for tonight's game against the Denver Nuggets, knowing what is at stake here on November 19th?
Yeah, man, I am. And if the Grizzlies are going to push as hard as you're pushing through this thing right now, then they should get a win tonight, right? So it's one of those situations where you take advantage of it. You know, everybody around the league talks about how important these Cup games are. It seems like at first it seemed like it was a forced thing to be excited about it when you heard people talk about it throughout the league. But now in year two, I think it's a genuine, hey, these coaches are coaching differently on these games. The players are playing differently, and they're willing to buy into what it takes to get a Cup victory. And I do think it means something. Obviously, the $500,000 per player prize at the end of it is worth it in and of itself. Who wouldn't want to accrue $500,000 to play games that you're supposed to play anyway? So I think tonight is going to be a key game. The Grizzlies could be facing a different Denver Nuggets team tonight. I mean, they still have some issues down the stretch against this team, but again, it's a home game. You've seen this team, and you got to get this win if you want to stay in the Cup standings.
West Group C, the Cup standings as of this morning. the Warriors 2-0, Pelicans 1-0, but you have to think the Pelicans kind of the weak link of this group, given all the injuries that they're facing. The Mavs 0-1, Grizzlies 0-1, Nuggets 0-1, the Warriors with a +8 point differential. You mentioned potentials for tonight's game against the Nuggets could look different than the other night against the Nuggets, but we still don't know if Nikola Jokic is going to be here. If he is not, regardless of if he's here or if he's not, how much attention do you think the Grizzlies put on trying to run away with a game and trying to help that point differential? Because that's something we saw last year. I remember sitting in this building watching the Phoenix Suns pour extra points at the end of a game that they had already clearly won, and the Grizzlies weren't in a position to come back in. But that does play a role in how you approach these cup games.
It does. But this game isn't set up for a team to run away with it. If you're the Grizzlies, like you secure the win because of the fragility of your roster right now. You're just working guys back from injuries. You have guys that are still nursing some level of ramping up, and you're trying to have some minutes restrictions on some guys. I don't think you go above and beyond. And on the other side of this game, you have a back-to-back with Philly coming in tomorrow. So I think those factors sort of mitigate your ability to say, okay, let me take this 12-point win and let me push it to see if I can get it to 25, right? I don't know if you want to mess around with fate like that when you're the Memphis Grizzlies and things have been as delicate as it has been on the injury front. But having said that, you get a win and you're 1-1, right? You feel like you can beat the Pelicans straight up. They're struggling through some injuries right now. You take your chances with Dallas, and obviously Golden State was a tough place to play, but it's one of those things where your 2 road games, you got 2 more after this to see where you go. And I think both of those are winnable. So if you get a win and you go 3-1 in this, I think you're in a good spot to, if not win it, to at least get sort of the wild card to continue to advance.
Great point on being on the first night of a back-to-back. That could play into it here early in the season. The 2-11 Sixers come here tomorrow. How surprised are you by the struggles of the Sixers being one of the worst teams in the NBA at this point this season?
I didn't expect them to revert back to the process days, trust the process days in terms of their record.
It's like a pre-process.
You see the bodies and you see the names and you see the money that they've spent. They essentially have 3 players on max contracts in terms of Embiid, Maxey, and Paul George. You see what they're trying to do in terms of adding veterans to that squad to kind of fill it out a little bit more. And it's just frustrating because, again, we talked about how fragile the league seems to be from team to team these days. If you can't trust Embiid, like he was doubtful for the game last night against Miami and ended up playing through an illness. Because, again, it seems like every game there's something new for him to manage, whether it's injury, whether it's maintenance, whether it's illness, whether it's suspension. He's just had one of those off years. And I don't know, if you keep losing games at this rate, it's going to be hard to back your way into it. We saw the Grizzlies go through this last year. That first 25 games without Ja Morant, they expected to be a lot better than 6-19. And, if you're going to start off like that, you're not going to give yourself much of a chance, whether it's the East or the West. And the East isn't a slouch. They're just not as deep as the West, but it's still going to be a hard climb to get back up in the East for those guys.
As it pertains to the Grizzlies injury updates, Ja Morant still out with the hip injury that he's been dealing with. I know he got Grizzlies fans excited getting on social media the other day and saying that his comeback was going to be sooner than people expected, himself being the source. I know the anticipation was for him to have some additional imaging yesterday. What's the feel you get on kind of this timeline for Ja as we continue to wait for his return?
No, it's funny, Jess, because I was talking to him the other day in the locker room, and I was like, all right, man, let me go on and tweet that out. Let me report that. He was like, nah, I'm the source on this one, right? So he wanted to, and I see him getting around. He's doing some stationary shooting. He's doing some light conditioning and those kind of things. He can't get the full clearance for a ramp up until the results of this follow-up MRI come in, and that should be, if not yesterday, then sometime today. But all indications are that he's going to progress towards working his way back. And I don't have a specific time frame, but I will be surprised if he's still out more than a week from now, right? So I think within the next week or so, we should be seeing Ja Morant back. And it's one of those things where he wants to be Ja Morant when he comes back. Like, that's the thing about Ja. Anytime he's missed games before with injuries, he never comes back halfway. Like, he comes back spectacular, right? I mean, that's just the way he is. So I know he's putting a high level of expectation on himself. and we'll see where that goes from there with him. But, again, Cam Spencer, I know he's on the back end of the rotation or the roster when it comes to that, but he's been encouraging. 5-on-5 is what he's going to be doing, whenever the Grizzlies do get chances to practice and have these play group sessions. And he's shooting the ball like when you see Cam Spencer shoot, you just say, okay, this is what this guy's God-given ability is, and this is why he's in the NBA. I don't know if he can handle. I don't know if he can run an offense. I don't know if he can defend. But if all you need him to do is shoot, that guy can definitely knock it down from that standpoint. And that's pretty much where they are. I think everybody else is sort of back or on their way back.
It's so funny with Cam Spencer because I was just thinking about this as we found out approaching 5-on-5 and could potentially see him sooner rather than later. Like coming out of Summer League, those early Salt Lake City games, like Cam Spencer was the story of Summer League. I mean, just putting his body on the line, giving his all, just the absolute dog of it, hitting big threes. And Jalen Wells was almost a secondary character despite being the Grizzlies' second-round pick. Yeah. And then ultimately what Jalen Wells has carved for himself here early in the NBA season and still starting at this point for this group, and we'll see if Marcus Smart is good to go tonight. He was out with illness. He's questionable for tonight's game. But it just struck me how, yet again, and I know we've talked about it excessively, but this front office striking gold in both first round, second round, and undrafted. And that's a very special place for the Grizzlies to be in. And we haven't even seen Cam Spencer yet on the NBA level.
Right. We hadn't seen Cam Spencer yet. And chances are majority of his time will be spent, with the Memphis Hustle. That's where he'll be able to get opportunity. And they can certainly use him and his shooting ability once he gets back. But just the fact that and I go back to what Zach Kleiman said, after the draft, was that, they went into that second round hoping to get either Cam Spencer or Jalen Wells. Those were the two guys that they identified as the shooters that they needed, and they walked away with both of them. So that tells you that, these guys knew what they wanted, and they cashed in. You know what I mean? It's amazing how Jalen Wells, as you said, was sort of the afterthought. This blueprint, we've seen it before, because remember, a couple of years ago, Vince Williams Jr. was sort of the afterthought, right? Like, the Grizzlies had all those first-round picks. I mean, they had 2 first-round picks, Jake LaRavia, David Roddy, and then Kennedy Chandler was sort of the chic guy that everyone knew around here because of his ties, and then Kenny Lofton Jr. was the was the fun guy to look at, and lo and behold, Vince Williams Jr. was the best player among that whole group so far in terms of what he's been able to produce for the Grizzlies. That's the same case that we're starting to see now with Jalen Wells. So it's amazing how these things kind of repeat themselves, but great talent evaluation and scouting by the Grizzlies front office to get that guy.
It stinks to see Zach Edey on the injury report with the ankle roll. There was definitely a flashback to another Summer League flashback of when he dealt with the ankle injury in Las Vegas. And, he left that game the other night against the Nuggets, came back, gave it another go, rolled his ankle again. He's now out. What's your anticipation for Zach Edey, how long he could be out, but also just it's such a bummer, even if Nikola Jokic doesn't play tonight. Would have been very fun to see the continued evolution of Edey going up against Jokic, going up against Joel Embiid as he continues to kind of create his own presence as one of these NBA bigs.
Yeah, and that's another guy. I mean, talking to him in the locker room, I mean, he didn't want to, talk in terms of being on the record about how he truly felt, but he was able to move around on the ankle, going back and forth. He actually had to move around quite a bit in the locker room after the game because he was looking for his cell phone, right? He was trying to find his cell phone. But, it was one of those situations where he said, hey, look, man, I'm going to be fine. I normally don't get injured, right? Like you go back to his track record at Purdue, he might play through some bumps and bruises, but he doesn't miss time. He only missed one game, I think, in his entire 4 years at Purdue, and he doesn't want to set that precedent coming into the pros. He's been able to respond to whatever role that he's been asked to play, coming off the bench, starting, playing extended minutes, playing limited minutes. The luxury here for the Grizzlies is that they have everyone else healthy. Jaren Jackson Jr. is playing at an all-NBA level. Brandon Clark has been starting. You still have an opportunity with Santi that you could play back at the 4 now. And then obviously Jay Huff has been another treasure. We talked about the other guys that they brought in this class, but Jay Huff has been another key addition too. So the Grizzlies have some way to kind of cover that. But you certainly don't want Zach Edey to be out any extended time. And I don't get the sense that that's the case right now.
I'm curious, going around the NBA, there's a big game tonight outside of Grizzlies Nuggets NBA Cup. All of the games tonight will be NBA Cup group play games. You will be able to tell because all of the courts will be excessively bright. Even the Grizzlies gray court, it feels like it's just illuminated a little bit differently. But a lot of eyes will be on TNT for the Cavs Celtics game. The Cavs 15-0 to start the season. Have you had a chance to watch this Cavs team yet, Mike? And they now have an opportunity. If they win tonight, it would be the best start to a season since the Golden State Warriors, who, what was that one, 24-0 to start the year? And for the Cavs being the best team in the NBA thus far, record-wise, have you seen that with your own eyes?
I have. I haven't watched an entire Cavs game, but I've seen bits and pieces. I try to check them out when the Grizzlies aren't playing and we're not working or whatever. And what you see is just balance, right? Like, people want to think that, okay, this is just Donovan Mitchell just exploding. No, this is like complete. Like, we talk about the Grizzlies having 5 to 7 players in double figures every single game. Cleveland has that, and they might not have 5 players scoring all in double figures, but they have somebody getting double digits in some kind of category, whether it's points, whether it's rebounds. These guys collectively defend. They can score with anyone. The way that they play when they're healthy, and we didn't get a chance to see them at full strength much at all last season, even going into the playoffs. They didn't have Jared Allen in the playoffs. They didn't have, Mobley doing stretches of late in the last season. And then they alternated when when Garland was healthy versus when, Donovan Mitchell was healthy. But now all of those guys are there. They have Karis LeVert coming off the bench playing really, really well. The only one they hadn't had is Max Strus. He hadn't really been back. But just their, starters to the first 2 guys off the bench, I don't know if there's a more explosive team in the NBA than the Cleveland Cavaliers are right now. And Kenny Atkinson is pulling the right punches by coaching his team in the right way. So right now, they don't have they're injury-free for the most part. The chemistry is working. These guys have the continuity from last season, and they have the hunger to say, all right, let's keep pushing. Having said all of that, it's going to be tough going into Boston and getting the win. I know Golden State did it. I know Cleveland is capable of doing it. But it's hard for me to bet against Boston in a big game at home when I know that they want to get this game back.
We also found out in NBA-related news, Inside the NBA is coming back. Yes. It will be an ABC, ESPN, Disney property now, and having the opportunity to keep those guys together. Are you a fan of Inside the NBA? I don't know if we've ever talked about this.
I've always been. And my question is, hopefully the studio look will remain the same, and it's almost like ESPN sort of bringing in an already made entity there. And what happens to the ESPN's countdown crew? Like, how do they feel about that? How will that be restructured? But you definitely got to make space for Charles, Kenny, EJ, and Shaq. You got to make space for those guys, especially if they want to continue to do it.
It's one of those shows that has just become a part of the sports zeitgeist. Very few, there's so many shows now, right? And so people have their favorites here and there, but Inside the NBA seems to bring the largest amount of NBA fans together. And it's not because it's the most analytics-based show in the world. It's just fun. And the chemistry of that group is something that I personally seek out and enjoy watching. And I know many others do as well. Yeah. So I was happy to see it be able to have a new home.
It's the relationships. And to me, the 2 best shows in sports is, Game Day on ESPN on College Game Day. That one with Kirk Herbstreit and those guys. And then TNT's, Inside the NBA. I don't think there's anything close to those 2 when it comes to pregame shows.
And I think the only person who is not 100% connected is Shaq at this point. His contract has yet to be worked out, but I would anticipate, they know that they're getting all of them if they got this little switcheroo deal to work with TNT. So we will see. Mike Wallace, hopefully, I will see you tonight.
Yeah, get that out your chest. Get that out your chest, man. Cough that up. Cough that up.
At the Cup, during the break, you said, are you sure you're going to be at the Grizzlies Nuggets game tonight? But I'm going to give it a go because it's the Cup and it just means more.
Well, I'll be praying for you. All right.
Thank you.
I'll be praying for your voice.
Hopefully I'll see you there. Bye, Mike.
All right.
That was Mike Wallace. He joins us each and every Tuesday. I didn't even realize I'm wearing my John Morant stained glass sweatshirt because I am praying that John Morant's return is soon to the Memphis Grizzlies. You brought up a good point, CJ. It is really loud in that arena.
You were fine to start the segment. Your voice,
trailing.
While raspy, it did have a bit of boom to it to start the segment.
Okay.
But now it's
Okay.
Now it is. It's gone.
Well,
good luck.
Kip said, just need Jack Daniels with a tablespoon of honey.
Hey, do a toddy. You could do that. Do you got Jack at the house?
We'll have a hot toddy. I have a hot toddy mix.
Kyra says she's been surviving off of hot toddies.
I don't think it's
Kyra got
advised to have a hot toddy before work.
Why is it not? You would take a Dayquil before work. It's the same thing. All drugs have a bit of side effects.
Oh, it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
I'm sure my doctor would say the same.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
All right, we got to take a break.
Nobody's saying drink at work, although there's a time and a place to do that. The draft party, need I remind everybody.
1960s advertising.
1960s advertising.
Man, Mad Men really made me want to be a 1960s advertising agent.
I will say any holiday gathering at your workplace, provided you're not like a surgeon, you're fine to take a sip of something.
Of course, a holiday gathering, that's different.
Well,
that's not like working. That's celebrating.
Yeah. So you drink then. All I'm saying is it's okay to drink on the job sometimes.
How much you're drinking?
Yeah.
Around your
I'm not saying drink a fifth, Jessica. Just get you a little coffee mug full. There should be some Jack in that cup right there. Is all I'm saying.
There's not. It is a Christmas cup. I haven't mentioned the Christmas cups are back. Guess what song was playing when I picked up my tea this morning?
Don't tell me.
Oh, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays by NSYNC. And I caught myself jangling, and then I was like, stop it. It's November 19th, you sicko.
I was over here working on the lyrics for the song, so I got the lyrics for you.
All right, we'll get them during the break. Will Coleman is going to join us. He said there was an accident on his way in, so we might be a little late, but we'll get the diss track lyrics for Grizzlies Nuggets.
Well, not a diss track.
Oh,
We're doing no.
Oh, it's for the cup.
It's for the cup. Yes.
It's for the cup.
We can't do diss. We'd have to do diss
Can't
tracks
believe
for 29 other teams.
I didn't draft Christmas cups.
Why would you draft that?
Because Christmas cups are awesome.
It's the exact same as any other cup, and you can only use it during the Christmas season.
I'm sorry. This is the same as any other cup. I think not. I see bouncing Christmas balls on this cup.
Are Christmas balls even a thing? That's ridiculous.
I thought they were lights, but they're balls.
No, they are absolutely balls. They're not even ornaments. They're just balls. They're just green balls. Green and pink. And is that a blue ball I see? A red ball?
A red, pink, and green.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm colorblind. The red looks looks blue to me. It looked like a blue ball. I'm sorry.
Disgusting. We'll take a break.
I'm not really colorblind.
We've got a song when we come back.
We don't have okay, whatever.
No, we don't. I have a song in my heart.
Okay.
Will Coleman when we come back.
Good grief.
Good grief.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing compares to catching your Grizzlies IRL. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight. Put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get Grizzlies tickets at Ticketmaster. Whether they're here at FedEx Forum or on the road, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And there's no better brag than saying you saw it live.
When it's all on the line, you turn to the strong, the stable, the unwavering. To those with a history of raising their performance, to meet the moment. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy.
Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
I can't tell you how many people texted me and thought it was the funniest thing ever that you were sitting on the front row in your jersey.
Yo, no.
You were wearing a Tony Allen jersey on the front row. They're like, yo, tell him to check in.
That joke was smeety. I told Tia, I saw Tia, I said,
I didn't have a hoodie on, though. I mean, a sweater.
I told Tia, you should have sized up on that joint, man.
Yo, shout out to Robin Hood, man.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
D'Anthony Melton took my boys, my little guys, to the ice cream stand. He was like, I'm going to get ice cream. You want to go with? So he took my little guys to the ice cream stand. So, guess who their favorite player is now? John Morant. But outside of that, D'Anthony Melton's pretty high up on the list. How about this? We got youth small D'Anthony Melton jerseys at our house right now. Love D'Anthony Melton. That was a fun night.
It was a fun night, man.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Who will lead the Grizz in steals this season?
I'm going to go with Pippen for steals this season.
So I'm going to go with Jaren.
I'm going to go, as long as he's in the rotation, I'm going to go Jake LaRavia for total steals, and I'll have Marcus Smart in my back pocket for steals per game.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizzbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Goldberg announces he's going to have a retirement match in 2025, and he said this on College Game Day.
We know you're trying to ride the coattails because the 2025 is supposed to be the year of John Cena. Goldberg, I have a message for you, my guy. We don't care about your retirement match. Your retirement match was 3 years ago. Go somewhere, go away.
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel.
As we await Will Coleman.
Do you want to record this track now?
Yes. When else am I going to record it?
You like this beat right here?
I don't know if I want a beat.
It has to have a.
Okay, let's give it a try. Let's give it a try.
You want this one?
No, that's too boppy.
Too boppy?
This is serious.
This?
Maybe this. Maybe this.
All right, that's all I got over here. I'd have to go to get the.
Okay, I think that one's good. I think that one's good.
All right, hold on. Let me.
But you have to do what we talked about to start it.
What? Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let me get everything set up in the studio.
Okay.
We're in the lab right now.
Oh, we're in the lab.
This is how we make songs over here. Bangers.
I always wanted to be a singer.
Well, you're not singing this. Did you ever want to be a rapper?
I always wanted to be a rapper.
Get your Iggy Azalea on?
I always wanted to be.
I'm so fancy.
You already know.
There we go.
I'm in the backseat.
Fast lane.
I'm from Memphis.
Lord.
What you know about me?
Come on, Will. In the fast lane.
G-L-E.
In the fast lane, not in the back seat. What are you doing? You said in the back seat. Why would you do that?
When did I say that?
During when you
singing fancy?
Yeah, singing fancy.
I'm so fancy.
You already know.
I'm in the backseat.
No, Jessica. Oh my God.
From Paris to Tokyo.
Is it not LA to Tokyo? Jessica, you messed that song up so bad. We'll wait to record this bomb ass track.
No, we told the people.
All right.
Will's gonna hear it and then he'll grade it.
Okay. Will, are there headphones out there for Will? I'll get you some headphones set up.
Okay.
So we're going with this beat. Jessica, just practice a little bit.
DJ Laryngitis on the track. What? Just practice a little bit.
Oh, is it commercial?
No, it's not a commercial.
Why do you gotta put headphones on Will?
So we can hear the music.
Oh, I thought he just wanted to hear my voice.
Are you singing?
I'm rapping.
Is your voice gone too?
Yeah, yours gone too?
Yeah, but mine's gone from yelling at my boys last night from basketball.
Okay, we'll talk about that.
Okay.
But please, there's art to be made.
All right. Okay.
Magic to be made.
Okay, she's rapping?
She's rapping.
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
Do I have to, is she write this rap?
I wrote it for
CJ
her.
just wrote it
I'm the ghostwriter, Will.
Yeah, he's my songwriter.
All right, so we're gonna do a walkthrough. Do you got the beat, Jessica? Can you flow over this beat?
I think so.
Is this the
ready?
beat right? Oh,
this is the beat right here, Will.
Okay.
This is the beat right here. I'll turn it up. Are you ready? Where my dogs at?
What's up? It's time for the cup. Tell the fans it's time to run to the stands. Cool ass courts and dope ass players. Winner takes all. We'll see the lose later. What's up? It's time for the cup. Just gonna give it to you.
Oh, God.
Another one.
All right, are you ready to do it for real this time?
That wasn't for real. I gave it my all.
Well, you Got to practice, Jessica.
All right.
All right, here we go.
God, it's hard to be a recording artist.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Where my dogs at?
Wait, it was off the beat. I didn't like it. I didn't like the feel of that one.
Oh, wait, let's start the track over. Let's start the track over.
Okay. I'm ready.
Where my dogs at?
What's up? What's up? It's time for the cup. Tell the fans it's time to run to the stands. Cool ass courts and dope ass players. Winner takes all. We'll see the latest later. No. It's wrong. It's all wrong.
Oh, the pressure's on.
What if this is how I lose my voice forever?
That would be great.
Okay, one more time.
All right.
Last time.
All right, hold on. I'm going to do another Jessica Benson show production. Then I'm going to ask where my dog's at,
Okay.
all right?
Okay.
You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Another Jessica Benson show production. Where my dog's at?
What's up? What's up? It's time for the cup. Tell the fans it's time to run to the stands. Cool ass courts and dope ass players. Winner takes all. We'll see the losers later. What's up? What's up? It's time for the cup. Woof woof.
Let's go.
Another one.
Let's go. Let's go.
Hi, Will. Did you like our rap?
I did like your rap.
Oh, make sure when you cut it though to add the Jessica and give it to you because I liked
ad
that
libs in
part.
there. Put the ad libs in there.
I think we're going to have to do it all over again.
No.
But yeah,
Okay, we'll take a break.
I'll be
gotta take a break. Gotta rest the chords.
Yes.
So, Will, why do you not have a voice?
I was screaming. So I coach a very nice group of 5th and 6th grade boys, and last night we got a big win over MUS, and I was just yelling and yelling and yelling and yelling, and it got pretty rowdy.
Wow, this is like ASMR.
Yeah, it is.
Did you win?
Yeah,
You won.
We won. Yeah, we won.
Like a big win?
Yeah, it was a big win.
What was like the stand? Who was your player of the game? What was the game plan? How'd it go?
Man, so the biggest thing is, I got a lot of small guys. And the biggest thing with 5th and 6th grade guys is,
dribbling with their left hand?
No, they can't dribble with their left hand.
I'm aware that they can't.
Can't dribble with their left hand. So the biggest thing is ball movement. Got to pass the ball. Got to move the ball. Okay. And predominantly, depending on which school you're at, you're going to have a lot of people play zone because it's hard to find a lot of 5th, 6th graders that can shoot consistently and get the ball to the rim just because of strength purposes. You have some out there who can absolutely shoot the lights out. Those are the gifted ones. But, I got a couple guys, 1 or 2 guys who can shoot the ball very well, but, not as well as I need them to. But box out, keep the zone tight. Don't overextend ourselves on the defensive end because, get beat off the dribble, open up the defense. But keep the zone tight, box out, rebound, and get buckets in transition.
Do you want to be a coach now?
It was so much fun. It is so. I have so much fun coaching these guys, and I'm falling in love with them. But, people ask, but I don't know if I don't want that kind of pressure.
You don't want the pressure?
No.
So you could be like a consultant coach.
Yeah. I don't mind pressure in certain aspects of my life, but, obviously segue right into, I don't want the pressure of like Penny or any of these other guys. Now, if you just beating everybody's head in and your job's secure, like, Roy Williams had an crazy, amazing run. He'll go in the Hall of Fame, Coach K, Hall of Fame, guys like that where, you just going to win all the time. But I don't want that pressure, man.
It's crazy because no one wins all the time. And I feel like it'll make it really hard to carve out future Roy Williams, Coach K's in the world because so rare will someone be given enough time to make it through bad seasons, right?
Yeah.
Like we just don't have the patience or the understanding of, and I'm trying to think, like how many missed tournaments
That's really awkward.
were in there?
It's
You don't like your headphones?
No, like listening and then watching. It's like when you watch a Chinese movie and it's like they try and dub it, but they talk and then it's like.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's kind of weird. But.
Do you ever watch, are you on TikTok?
Yeah.
Do you ever watch Chinese movies on TikTok?
Yeah.
Me too.
My favorite is Indian movies because they do the most outlandish stuff on TikTok, like jump across buildings and cars are flying.
You seen R&R?
RRR.
RRR. Yeah, it's good.
You gotta see
it's on the
RRR.
Netflix. You got to watch RRR.
It's like 3+ hours of Indian greatness.
Maybe the best movie of 2023.
It was absolutely one of my favorite movies of the last 5 years.
All right, I'm going to check it out.
And I think about it far too often. Speaking of the Memphis Tigers, 3-0, which is precisely what you would like to be at this point in the season. I like your seated gritty in this moment that nobody else saw, but we saw it. To get the win over Ohio, so much has been made about next week, right? Like you're going to Maui, you have a chance at the defending champs. You'll have to play a game in San Francisco on Thursday ahead of that. But how easy could it have been for this group to get caught watching ahead, and instead you managed to get another win over, it's not a great Ohio team, a team that I think was picked to win their conference at least, though, so it's not like they're a scrub of a team coming in here, but to still get that win.
People will see a team like that and say, like, to your point, it's like, oh, man, this is an easy dub. We should get this. But in reality, I know it's super early, and we're not going to obviously, I know y'all get hyped about quad talk all the time, but when that time does come, these are the games that are the most dangerous. These are the games that, programs can slip up and let fall through. These are the games that we could potentially lose. If we win them, it sucks because it's a lose-lose, if you will. If you win it, it's like, it's no big deal. You're supposed to beat them guys. But if we lose, it's like, y'all supposed to beat these guys, and the committee will beat us up for it. So teams like this, the San Franciscos and stuff like that, yes, they're great programs. They have good players, they're good teams. But if you have a program like Memphis and you drop one of these games, that'll put a huge red mark on your resume when it comes, March.
Are we doing quad talk in November? Feels a bit early, but since we're doing it,
here we go.
I'm
Go
looking
ahead.
right
Let's
now.
do it.
As of right now, the Tigers have 1, 2, 3, 4 quad one opportunities. The neutral site game against UConn next week. They've got Clemson on the road, Virginia on the road, and then that Florida Atlantic Conference game on the road will be quad one. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I do believe quad 4 games on the resume right now.
Thank you,
the schedule.
CJ.
And there's some quad 3s and quad 2s sprinkled in there as well. But to bring it all back home, like that UConn game is very, very important because you don't have a whole lot of opportunities, once again, to get good quality wins. And you got to make the most of those opportunities when you get it if you're the Memphis Tigers.
When you play UConn, it would be really helpful if you shot the way that you did against Ohio. I think perhaps the most surprising stat coming out of that game was the Tigers going 13 of 18 after significantly struggling on that part of the game in their previous 2 games, along with their exhibition games that they played. Do you feel as if they are improving on shooting, or did that feel like an outlier performance?
I'm going to say, obviously, I love my team. I'll go with outlier just because of the drastic
difference.
It'd be different if it was over the course of 3 games. I'm just throwing numbers out there. I don't remember exactly. But if you go, 15% from 3 one game, then the next game yet 22, next game yet 31, next game yet 47. I'm just throwing figures out there. But you go from 18 to 20-some% to 70-some%. It's like, damn, what was they drinking?
Penny said that they have been practicing shooting a lot. Like that's the majority of their practices. Thank you, CJ, for replaying that beautiful song over there in the corner. Working on shooting in practice, guys coming back after practice, doing night sessions. When you were a player, how much of practice involved shooting? Like what percentage of your practice went towards shooting?
Man, it wasn't. I'm not gonna say it was a lot, just because.
Position-wise, and
position
style-wise.
For me, and not a lot. I spent a lot of time on free throws, but just the guys we had, I mean, they were just gifted. Like I played with Donnell Mack and Robert Sally. Then right after them come in Chris Crawford. I mean, when you got guys like that just could fill it up, it kind of, because I feel like that separates a great athlete from a good athlete. You got talented guys, but when you got a talented guy on top of hard work, then it's like, holy crap, how do we stop that? But those guys were just so naturally gifted and just could fill it up. They didn't really have to spend an extreme amount of time shooting the ball. Now, and one person I did see practice their craft and just continuously shoot no matter what was Drew Barham. And the most impressive thing that I've ever seen is Robert Sally and Drew, when they would shoot, they would go into shooting competitions. And there's this ball, it's called a KBA ball. It's significantly bigger and it's lighter, and it's to help with shooting. And it's almost the same circumference as a rim. But Robert Sally and Drew Barn would shoot almost every day before and after practice. They would shoot that ball, and they would swish it every single time. And I don't know if people, I don't know the exact diameter, but there's. It's got
to be like perfectly placed.
Yes, it got to be perfectly placed. And to see those guys shoot and work on their shooting with that ball and do it consistently was probably one of the most impressive things I've ever seen.
PJ Haggerty was great again.
Yeah.
Tyrese Center right behind him. But I wanted to get your takes on the front court, and specifically with Moussa Cisse and Dane Danger, who I thought were much better in the second half of the game and really intentionally feeding them. How much does this team's ceiling hinge on those guys figuring it out?
I told you from the jump, I think this team is a totally different team if we can get, especially somebody like Cisse, as athletic as he is, if we can get, I call it 12 and 8, a consistent 12 and 8 out of Cisse, and, get some deflections in there, some blocks. I think, I think we're on another level. I also think, like I said, I think deflections, and I think that's one stat that should be taken on, shot all. I don't know how you would keep that stat, but I think that's very important to show how active a big man is or anybody is on the court. But when you got those guys rolling consistently and you give them the ball, Danger's a little more shifty down low, got a little more move. He got a couple more moves, a little more tricks in his bag than Cisse does. But like I said, if you get Cisse to catch that ball consistently around the rim, as soon as he goes up, we're going to jump with him. There's nothing you can do about it. So if you can get those guys rolling, get them consistent touches in the paint, feed them consistently, that opens up the floor for Haggerty and all these other guys who, if the ball starts falling, that gives them more opportunities to shoot the ball.
What was the best? Did you guys play in a holiday tournament back when you played? Like, you didn't go to Hawaii, did you?
We went to the Bahamas.
You went to the Bahamas. What was your favorite memory? Oh, you can't talk about it.
No, I can't.
Don't worry, the statute of limitations is over. You can tell us everything.
There's so many things. I'll say this. You know what? I'll say this. Doing karaoke, I don't know everybody. I loved all those guys. I had a great time with Wesley Witherspoon. I spent a lot of time with him. He was one of the reasons I came to Memphis. So I love Wesley Witherspoon. Karaoke with Drew Barham. We did YMCA. And we had a stellar performance.
Stellar.
Yeah, it was stellar.
Is that your go-to karaoke song?
Nah.
What's your go-to karaoke song?
It's probably Usher.
Okay, which Usher?
I done forgot the name of the song. I'm drawing a blank. It's 7 o'clock.
Nice and slow.
Nice and slow. There it is.
That's what. Cruising the
streets. Cruising the what?
Wait, hold on.
Wait a minute.
It's 7 o'clock
on the dot. I'm in my drop top, cruising the streets.
She knows that one.
Okay, all right, okay.
She knows that one.
We thought you, okay.
She doesn't know
right.
Iggy Azalea, the great Iggy Azalea.
I'm so sorry, I don't know the great Iggy Azalea.
Didn't she win a Grammy?
For that
or was
song,
was that just a J. Cole lyric?
Did she?
Yeah.
I don't think she won.
Did y'all ever see, when you get done, look up Iggy's freestyle on Sway in the Morning?
Oh, don't look that up, Jessica.
She freestyled, and a guest called in and was like, get off the damn mic, man. Turn that off. Like, really just laid into her because it was so bad.
Well, my other favorite missed Iggy Azalea lyric is on Black Widow, and I originally thought the song was, I'm a Black Widow baby.
Whoa.
And that was not the lyric of the song.
A Black Widow baby. Yes. Jessica.
It's not it.
That absolutely is not it.
I'm going to go listen to it in the car now.
Which one?
Black Widow baby.
Black Widow baby.
There you go. You'll hear it differently now.
Black Widow baby.
All right. Will, thanks for being here with your fellow raspy voice. You made me feel in good raspy company.
Yes, good.
All right. We'll take a quick break. We have to come back and talk about the actress who smoked her dad's ashes after he died because it was his dying wish. Her dad's ashes mixed in with a marijuana plant. We'll discuss if you would do that. If that was your parents' dying wish, what would you do? I'll ask CJ when we come back.
Why me?
Can't wait. It's time to get it popping. It's gonna be crazy. The fans are gonna be loud. We need just energy.
We're gonna need, the Forum rocking. We're gonna need, everybody in Memphis to be out there to come to support.
When the fans are good, we're good. Simple as that.
A Bane three, yes sir! Desmond Bane with ice water in his veins.
We'll ride the energy together.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzlies stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
Now every time you go to Miami, you can go see, like, that's a statue of me there.
No, I don't look nothing like that thing, man. Look, I'm sorry.
I would have been offended.
Look at that. That is UTA.
Oh, look. Hey, y'all got to get that screenshot, man. Put that on the...
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
It's the top 5 worst teams in the NFL. I think the Panthers are the worst team in the NFL.
I got the Saints #1. Ha! Let's put the Aints up there. They're terrible.
I'll take the Titans as my worst team in the NFL. If they played Will Levis, they're for sure the worst team. Maybe in NFL history. Might be worse than the 0-16 Lions if they play Will Levis.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Who do you see ending up in the SWAC championship game? So give me your East and your West based on what you see right now.
If I had to say from what I've seen this year so far, I think you're probably going to get a Southern Jackson SWAC championship.
Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
Iggy Azalea is one of the best-selling female rappers in the world. Her accolades include 2 American Music Awards, 3 Billboard Music Awards, an MTV Music Video Award, a People's Choice Award, and 14 Choice Awards, in addition to nominations for 4 Grammys. Her YouTube channel, together with other collaborators, has accumulated 7 billion views. She's number 2.
That 7 billion is doing a lot of work.
She is number 2 on best-selling female rappers worldwide.
I believe it.
Can you tell me who number 1 is?
Nicki?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you tell me who number 3 is?
Cardi?
Yes.
Okay.
Number 4?
Number 4. Now that's where we get into some sticky waters. Female rappers, Kyra. Yeah.
Old.
It's not Megan. Salt and Pepper?
No.
Missy?
No, she's 7.
Oh gosh. They're good. Just because you're a good rapper doesn't mean you sold a lot.
One and
right?
done.
One and done.
But like now it's still around. Technically a one and done.
Technically a one and done.
One solo studio album.
Oh, Lauryn Hill.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, number 5.
Number 5.
5 studio albums.
Eve?
No, but same energy.
Same energy as Eve?
Kind of. I might get killed for that.
Lil' Kim?
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 6.
I don't think they have the same energy.
Yeah.
Gangsta Boo.
Doja Cat.
Oh, that's 6?
And then
again,
Missy's 7. That's it. That's the list ends there.
Again, like there's so many good lady MCs out there who have come through. Not saying any of these aren't. Like MC Light was incredible. Queen Latifah, phenomenal. Right? Salt and Pepper, both of them, superb. Okay, that's good to know.
The number 1 single by a female rapper of all time, Super Bass. 12 million in sales.
That killed
Number
me
2 is Bodak Yellow.
Yeah, because Bodak Yellow is legit.
That's a great song.
Bodak Yellow is hard.
Number 3 is I Like It.
Cardi B?
Yeah.
Okay, that you got the Spanish influence there.
Number 4 is Bang Bang, Jessie J.
Let's get it. Bang, bang, bang,
Oh, number
bang,
5.
bang.
That should not count. Number 5 is Girls Like You, Maroon 5 featuring Cardi B. And then we get to Fancy. I was just trying to get to Fancy. All right, we have to talk about this woman. What would you do if your parents' dying wish was for you to take their ashes, mix them in with a little marijuana, and then smoke them? Because that's what Rosanna Pansino, a famous YouTuber, has done. Her father passed away in December of 2019 after a long fight with leukemia. His dying wishes were for her to take his ashes, mix it with soil, grow a marijuana plant with the soil, and smoke him. And she did it. She does want to clarify, because people have been saying she smoked her dad's ashes. That is not what she did. No. We must be specific, because I think this woman doesn't want somebody to go and smoke their dead parents' ashes and then die of ash inhalation. So she wants to be clear. You should never smoke ash directly. The ashes were mixed into the soil in which a cannabis plant was grown, and then she smoked the cannabis plant. And she did this on her podcast. Are you familiar with the work of Rosanna Pansino?
You know good damn hell well I'm not.
Well, let me tell you. She is most known for hosting Nerdy Nummies on YouTube.
What?
Nerdy Nummies.
What the hell is a Nerdy Nummy?
It's a cooking show. Nerdy Nummies. She has 2 cookbooks. She's won a Shorty Award and 5 Streamy Award nominations.
What?
She had a minor TV role. And by minor, I mean she competed on 2010 reality show Scream Queens, which was the VH1 reality show where the winner got to be in one of the Saw movies. She finished 9th. She was born in Seattle. She's most known as a YouTuber, but she has a podcast. And she posted this is what got the people started. We lost my dad 5 years ago to leukemia. He was the best. His dying wish was to be grown into a cannabis plant and to be smoked. So that's what we did. Would you do this?
Yeah, I'm into honoring the
dead?
The dead. So pretty much whatever you tell me to do once you've died, I'll do my best.
You would do
to
it.
Go out there and do it. So she waited 5 years? How long does it take
to grow the plant.
Okay. So
I don't know. Grief is a funny thing, CJ. I don't want to rush someone. The pandemic was in there.
Listen, I don't know a whole lot about the drug game, right?
Yeah,
like I only know about
unfamiliar.
Only the things they put in the songs. That's all I know, right? Like I can't cook up
or what
nothing,
I learned on Degrassi.
but I know you whip it in the kitchen on this. I don't think it takes 5 years to grow marijuana, though, does it?
Now I'm gonna Google it on my work
I'm
computer.
pretty sure it does not take 5 years to grow a marijuana plant. Not
Takes
that
4
I've
to 8 months.
Not that I've ever grown one. Okay, then. So again, I ask, 5 years?
Well, okay, let's be clear.
Okay.
So the dad died in December of 2019.
All right.
And we're almost at December 2024. So that is a full 5.
Yeah.
But COVID comes in
because marijuana
February.
didn't get grown
no,
during
I'm just
COVID?
saying, things were weird.
That's the perfect time to smoke your dad's ashes, when things are weird.
Well, the grief could have been exceptionally, you're grieving a dead parent. Ooh, well, bam, COVID comes, you can't leave your house. I mean, you could leave your house. I hate when we say that. You had to be more careful leaving your house.
You didn't have to be that damn careful.
You couldn't go
either.
outside. You couldn't do things that you would normally. You couldn't go eat in a restaurant, okay?
You could eat in a restaurant.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You could do that.
You could do
You couldn't
everything.
go to a grocery store.
You could go to, you could do everything.
Yeah, but you had to wear a mask, and that
You
pissed a
didn't
lot of
have
people
to.
off. Oh, yeah, you're right. That
You
didn't
didn't
really happen
have
either.
to.
It was highly encouraged.
Yeah, I guess.
But, you weren't going to die if you didn't. I mean, you weren't going to, get arrested.
You were going to die, yes, but
Sure.
you weren't going to be arrested.
I just meant, there wasn't an armed guard standing in the grocery store and, not wearing a mask. Yo.
Yeah.
It didn't go that way.
No.
Anywho, this woman, I don't know her life. All I know is that it took her this long.
5 years.
And she got her mother and her sister to do it too, but they wouldn't do it on camera because they're smart. You know what they say? How's someone going to hire you if there's a video of you smoking your dead parents' ashes mixed into a cannabis plant?
If I did that, a loved one of mine passes away, and I decide, you know what, I'm going to grow a marijuana plant in their honor, and I'm going to smoke it in their honor. And I do that and then immediately get drug tested. Obviously, I'm going to fail. Do you think anybody up here would believe that I was doing it for a dying person's last wish? Could I go to the powers that be? Could I go up the chain and be like, yo, HR, I know I failed the drug test, but it was a special circumstance? Could Sha'Carri have gotten away with smoking the marijuana?
Would they have still let her compete in the Olympics
Yes.
if she had said, listen, I only smoked this one time. I've never smoked in my life.
It was
this
my
was my
grandma's dying wish.
family members' wish.
Yep.
I think maybe you would have had a chance. You're going to pass out when I tell you how many followers Rosanna Pansino has on her YouTube page.
How many?
14.6 million followers. I had never heard of this woman until yesterday. I cannot handle when there is someone with that many followers who I've never heard of, and everyone is watching. So no wonder she has to be careful, setting an example for everybody. But hey, you know what? If your parent asks you to do you know what you're supposed to do with your parents when they die?
I do believe bury them. Seniors in the chat. Senior, what am I supposed to do with your body? I do believe we just bury them in the cemetery in Jackson where everybody else is buried.
Oh, fully buried? Like full body?
Yeah.
Both of mine want to be cremated.
Oh, turn up.
My mom
Where
wants
are
to
you
be
dropping
sprinkled in various places.
Oh, good grief.
I need to figure
Come
out
on,
where my
Miss
dad
Sharon.
wants to be sprinkled.
Come on, where you got to take your moms to?
Everywhere. Partially in a Broadway theater. But then it always makes me uncomfortable because somebody will vacuum her someday. Like, where am I going to put her that she doesn't get vacuumed, you know?
In the seat. So you put her
in the seat. Oh, like I like cut a little.
You put her in the seat. You sit down in the seat and put her in there.
Some in the ocean.
Which ocean? There's a lot
The
of those.
Pacific Ocean.
Okay.
Some in Paris.
Some
There's
in
a lot
Paris.
of specificities
You got to fly to
here.
Paris for your mom? You did, mom? I'm not sure if I would do that.
I feel like my dad would want to be spread in like every baseball stadium in America.
Okay.
That'd be
One
kind
last-
of fun.
one last summer with Dad?
Yeah, or on a golf course in every state. That's what he's in the midst of. Have I told you that?
No.
He's playing golf in every single state.
Turn up,
I think he only has one left, Alaska.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's really put in the numbers. He just like goes and plays golf by himself. It's like it's very admirable. Like I think it's a very cool project.
So one last summer driving around the country with dear old Dad, sprinkling ashes.
Yeah, I
in
could go
various
back
places.
to every course that he played along
that's
the way.
amazing.
That'd be cool.
That's dope.
All right, I'll keep thinking about it.
Flying to Paris for Miss Sharon. I guess you got to do
A
it.
simple graveyard sounds so easy. Do people still go to graveyards?
Yeah, I do.
My grandparents. I never get to go see my grandparents anymore because they're in Washington.
Yeah.
So I haven't been to my grandparents' graves in like 3 years.
Everybody on my mom and dad's side who I've known who ended up passing away, they're all buried in Jackson. So
That's
it's
cool.
every time I go to Jackson, let's stop by the cemetery and I can see my Aunt Gloria, I can see my Aunt Doris, I can see my grandmother, I can see Ma, I can see the Hurts on my dad's side, I can see my grandfather on my dad's side. Yeah. Like you just show up and it's like, oh, here's where all of my family is buried, right over in this general area.
Right over here.
Right over here.
Did you watch SNL this week?
I did.
I did not. How was it?
It was fine. Trying to think. They did a cool podcast sketch that was pretty all right. The open was Biden and Trump, which was fine as well. Who hosted?
Charlie XCX.
Charlie XCX. I almost said Dua Lipa. They're all
Wrong.
Dua Lipa, Charlie XCX, and what's the baby I like a lot? Sabrina. They're all the same thing to me.
They are literally all different nationalities.
I understand, but they all feel and look the same to me. But that's because I don't ever look at these people. She was good. She was good. I'm only there for Weekend Update most of the time, and Weekend Update delivered pretty well. There was a funny Shrek sketch at the end towards the end of the show that was pretty all right as well. Oh, they did we know somebody in the commercial industry, like an actress in the commercial game, and they did a sketch about that, which made me chuckle a little bit. I ended up sending it to her. But yeah, all in all, it was fine.
I did not know how much other people like me, and by that I mean women in their 30s, were inspired by that Domingo sketch from a couple weeks ago.
Oh, the Domingo sketch comes back.
I know.
That was a big thing.
That's the only thing that I've watched because the bachelorette party that I was on was very committed. They wanted to make a TikTok of the original Domingo, of them taking Sabrina Carpenter's espresso and making it into Domingo. The bridesmaids wanted a celebration, so we took a trip, bachelorette vacation. I did not know that I should have memorized every single lyric to that song beforehand. They knew every word. I just didn't understand that sketch had taken over in that level.
Which would explain why it came back.
It came back and they did Hot to Go.
Yeah.
And someone somewhere figured out that Domingo has the same amount of letters as Hot to Go. And they must have been so excited with that. It's all about a bride going on a bachelorette trip and falling in love, or not falling in love, falling in lust, we'll call it, with a man named Domingo.
Yeah. And Hot to Go is at the baby shower now.
Yes. So the dad, she's pregnant with twins, and the husband is one father of one twin, and Domingo is the father of the other twin, which is a very funny concept. What if every time, like if you were in a married relationship and you cheated on your husband and you got pregnant, and that's how it always worked, like somehow the sperm did something weird inside of you and like cursed you with 2 babies with 2 different fathers at one time. So you can't split from either of them.
Oh, wow.
You're attached. You're a throuple.
Terrible for you guys.
A throuple with twins.
Yeah, that would be awful.
I don't know if I'm going to go back and rewatch SNL this week.
Nah.
That's okay. You miss sometimes. What are you watching at the moment?
I just finished The Penguin, and it was so very, very good. We've gotten to this point, and it's bothersome to me at this point in time, where we've tried to make villains sympathetic, and The Sopranos is a great example. Breaking Bad is another one of those examples where we got this thing for anti-heroes or for villains who we empathize and sympathize with. And I just want the villain to be a piece of shit. And that is what we end up getting. It's 8 episodes long. Each episode is about an hour. I think you might enjoy watching, Jessica, but I'm not sure. So this isn't an official recommendation, but I think you might. The first 7.5 episodes, you empathize and sympathize with the Penguin. Let me take that back. The first 6.5 episodes, you empathize and sympathize with the Penguin, and then you begin to find out things about what actually happened to his family. And the way that the show ends, it ends with him doing something so egregious, something you absolutely do not have to do, that immediately you switch and you're like, okay, yeah, no, I dislike this dude. This is a villain. He's an awful human being. I can't wait for Batman to punch him in the face. Right? It's that good. I thought they did the whole tie-in to the Batman real well. Which they have to because it's in that universe with Gotham City. For those of you who might not know, spoiler alert, Gotham City got flooded. The Riddler flooded Gotham City and left it more in shambles than it already is. And you've already got this power battle, not power battle, but the wealthy in Gotham have everything. The poor have damn near nothing. And this flood has driven it, the chasm betwixt the two has driven it so much wider now to where the wealthy, they're struggling a bit, but they've got power at least. The poor have no power. Penguin is responsible for getting power on in poor neighborhoods, right? So there are some things that he does that are good. But for the most part, he's an evil piece of shit. And again, I can't wait for Batman to punch him in the face. And that last scene shows how psychotic he actually becomes. It's a scene in the penthouse. He's dancing. It's like, oh no, this mother bleeper's crazy for real. Batman, come through the window and punch him in the face right now. It was really, really good.
It's on my list. I've heard it's great, and I do really want to watch it. We finished the Aaron Hernandez show finally last night.
Anything new in there? Anything that you were like, I didn't know that?
No, but from a standpoint of how they told the story, I think this show got a bad rap within the sports community, like an unfair bad rap, because people started dunking on the Belichick actor, the Gronk actor, the Tebow actor. People were very obsessed with, well, Aaron Hernandez was casted as someone shorter than his brother, and just little things that people hooked onto. I actually thought the show was a good show. It was a really well acted show. The guy who played Aaron Hernandez was really talented, Josh Rivera. And all of the characters around him were really good too. The final episode was called Who Killed Aaron Hernandez? And it obviously doesn't explicitly answer that question, even though, yes, you see Aaron Hernandez ultimately kill himself in a jail cell. And we knew that's how the story ended after he killed to people that led him to being in that jail cell. But I thought it was an interesting way to kind of tell the story of everything that led to him getting to that point, right? Like there's the effects of CTE, and there are so many people, so many athletes who have CTE who don't kill people. It's like, they're not saying, well, Aaron Hernandez did this because he had CTE. It's just one component of the complexity of the person who was Aaron Hernandez. Aaron Hernandez grew up in a low-income household that had gang connections from an early age, and it was hard to escape that. Well, there's a lot of people who go through that who don't kill people, but Aaron Hernandez did. Then you throw in, well, Aaron Hernandez went and played for Urban Meyer at Florida, who allowed him and the program to run rampant. So that in itself didn't create a killer in Aaron Hernandez, but it contributed to who he ultimately became. Then he goes and plays in the NFL, where it's a big business, and there's a lot of room for people to get lost or take advantage of being in positions of power as an NFL player and thinking that they can get away with things. And then ultimately, the last episode includes clips or like remakes of clips of a Boston sports podcast. And I saw that the hosts of this podcast, it's the Kirk and Callahan podcast, and they were saying like, oh, we always knew they were going to try to blame it on us in the end, because one of the executive producers of the show is a writer for the Boston Globe, and the Boston Globe was very critical of this podcast during that period, because 2 days before Aaron Hernandez killed himself, and I guess this was something that I didn't realize, 2 days before he killed himself, a woman reporter went on that podcast, or not podcast, a radio show is what it would have been considered at the time, and said that she knew the motive behind why Aaron Hernandez had killed or tried to kill the first guy, the one that his friend who he shot through the eye, who lived, allegedly, because that one he was found not guilty for. And she implied that it was because he knew that he was gay. And so the implications of Aaron Hernandez could live with, being a murderer, having CTE, the effects of it, all that was taken. But what he couldn't handle was the public understanding that he might have had homosexual tendencies. Like, I don't want to, this man's not here anymore, he can't speak for himself. But there were enough people in his life who said like, hey, we had this experience or these experiences with Aaron Hernandez. And like that shame took over his life in such a way, and it always hovered around him. And that's where I think Ryan Murphy does a really good job with telling those kind of stories. And sometimes he gets really campy when it comes to like gay storylines in his show. But I thought this one handled it with a level of care that perhaps like the sports community at large isn't really equipped to talk about. But that's what made it better and more interesting for me. And just like, again, ultimately Aaron Hernandez, you talk about like people being villains. Like, he was a bad guy, but like sometimes bad guys don't just pop out of the womb bad. There's a whole bunch of circumstances that lead them to the path where they fail over and over and over again at escaping the cycle that leads them to that place. So I thought it was pretty good. I was shocked. Based on everything I heard about it, I thought it was gonna be horrible. And we kind of treated it as our like background workout show and background cooking show.
How long are episodes?
They're an hour.
How many?
So, I think 10.
Okay.
So it was long. But this is the first.
Maybe this summer I'll take a gander at it. Maybe.
Yeah. Apparently they're doing 6.
6
American sports stories.
Okay.
So we've had obviously American horror stories.
Yeah.
We've had American crime stories, which was the OJ one. So that's not one of the sports stories. Then the latest crime story is the Menendez brothers one, which I haven't watched. But I don't know what the other 6 American sports stories are.
Is there a sports story that you would most like it to be?
I thought to myself, I want a Tiger Woods one. That's where my brain went last night. Because
Really?
I thought about this, yeah. And
Just
I don't
a dude
really know
being
why.
Just infidelity.
I know, but I just want Elin doing the golf club to the car. I think
Okay.
it'd be a good scene.
Didn't she take the golf club to him too?
But it's just a dude with infidelity. But we treated that, I think, from a microcosm of American society, how we treated that incident in that specific period of time is fascinating. Because it was just a guy with, infidelity at this point, like, you could do anything. Like,
even at that point, you could do anything. There was something
Yes.
about him.
Him, the golf world, Puritan society. I just think there's a lot to be said in regards to how that all spun off so aggressively. He had a press conference. Oh, we had to watch his mom cry at a press conference where he talked about cheating on his wife. That was a weird, weird time and place to be. Is there anyone that you would want?
Am I going to do it?
Yeah, you're going to do it.
I'm going to do it. And you guys know where I'm at. Come see me. Give me the Kobe joint.
I don't think we can do it yet.
Why not?
I think there needs to be some space still.
Okay, that's the one.
Yeah.
Give me that.
But I do think Ryan Murphy's really smart. I think he's notoriously kind of difficult and doesn't always approach things with care. Like that Dahmer show, That's where even with, I'm not trying to equate Jeffrey Dahmer, Kobe Bryant, but there were notions of does this story need to be told from the victim's standpoint? Is this just piling on? Trauma porn is the phrase that gets used for it.
I think that the difference between those two, not saying that
they're hugely different.
I think we're still grappling with consent in a way that is, to me, pretty damn concerning.
Yeah.
At times. I think this could be, that story in particular could be a way to flesh out some of these thoughts that we as a society have on. Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely they would. Absolutely they would. But that's the one to me. That's the one that I think would be the most interesting to sit down and sit through and watch.
And what would be interesting with that, because I do think the thing that takes away, one of the things that takes away from the interest in this version of the retelling of the Aaron Hernandez story is we're so inundated by documentaries. And that's why I haven't watched the Menendez brothers. I feel like I've watched 8 documentaries on the Menendez brothers from the time I was a child watching True Hollywood Stories on the Menendez brothers. And I don't think we've had that same level of documentary retelling of that story. And that's how I feel about the Tiger Woods. I know we've had things on Tiger Woods, but I'm trying to think if there's any other ones that would fit that narrative. Because I do think sometimes when you've heard the voices of the actual people who were involved in the case, it's hard to get swept away into a fictionalized retelling. And you do always have to remember it is a fictionalized retelling too. It's not 100% cemented in fact.
Yeah.
Right. So it's somebody's interpretation of various, and it was based on the Boston Globe's reporting.
Yeah.
And I think their book, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I thought it was better than expected.
Carruth would be one also. Ray Carruth. He ended up killing his pregnant girlfriend, I do believe, and the child remained healthy, viable, but the child has severe disabilities now. That child is a grown up now. But the Ray Carruth story would be one.
Pete Rose.
Pete
Maybe
Rose
would be an
Rose
interesting
would be good.
one.
Pete Rose would be good.
He just died.
Okay.
We've already no, I know. I'm just saying it would be. Not that you couldn't do it when he was still alive.
Well, Ray Carruth it then.
I still would I know we had the movie of Tonya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan with I, Tonya, but I'd love an extended series on that. Yeah. I'm always fascinated by that story.
Okay.
All right. We'll see what the next one is. I am curious because apparently there's going to be 5 more. But tonight, we have to go because I got to rest up. I don't know if I can do it. We'll see.
Get you
Grizzlies
some
Nuggets.
Get you some money. You'll be straight.
Just a little Jack and Honey. It's going to be good. We'll be there. Grizzlies Nuggets for the cup. Get your tickets. Come out. Support this team in their efforts to take down the Denver Nuggets. Will we see Nikola Jokic? We do not know. We will find out. No Ja. Oh, God. No Ja. No Edey. But we'll see Jaren Jackson Jr., see Desmond Bane, see the rest of this Grizzlies crew. We'll be back tomorrow to talk about it. Hopefully, fingers crossed, can do some winning highlights. That'd be fun.
Is your voice going to hold up for
I
that?
don't know. It held up for the song.
Barely.
Barely.
And we might still have to do
Woof,
it again.
woof. All right, we'll see everybody tomorrow. Bye.
That was a pitiful bark.